I'm Joe. Today's bullshit is cops are robbers. The militarized police in Ferguson, Missouri, which we covered in our second beta episode, is just one example of unprecedented escalation of increasingly aggressive police tactics. These examples are individually extreme next-level bullshit. Police strangling to death a New York City man for selling loosies. Police attacking a motorist for not rolling his window all the way down. A black man tased and jailed for sitting in a public area. SWAT raids for suspicion of simple things as crazy as online comments. All this shit makes us feel like we're no longer who they mean by protect and serve. But this is only the stuff making headlines because nearly everyone has a smartphone that takes pictures and video. There's another, more devious attack on our constitutional rights by law enforcement. It's much more quiet, much more evil, and devastating for the victims. It's civil asset forfeiture. Using laws designed to disrupt drug lords, local municipalities are seizing cars, cash, and even homes of families, many times without any charges filed against the owners. Here's an example of one case in Philadelphia. The Sorvellis family built their dream house in a nice suburb. The police came in force, guns drawn, and aimed at the homeowners to seize the house. Their crime? None. No charges filed against the husband or wife, ever. Their 22-year-old son who lives in the house was found with $40 worth of heroin. That's less than half a gram, and was his first offense of any kind. Despite finding no evidence of drugs or paraphernalia in the son's room, the police said he was dealing drugs from the house. So naturally, the DEA saw a payday and seized the home and other assets of his parents. In 2011 alone, Philadelphia filed over 6,500 petitions for civil forfeiture like this one, resulting in nearly $6 million in profit. The examples of this insidious police brutality are just as numerous as the physical kind. It just takes some digging. Ron Henderson, driving through Texas with his family, was pulled over for an improper lane change. Because he had a wad of cash intended for a car purchase, the cops called him a drug dealer. His only choice was to turn over the cash or face charges. A Pennsylvania grandmother had her home seized because her grandson, living with her at the time, sold a small amount of pot to a police informant, his first offense. In Michigan, a woman lost her car because her husband was suspected of using it to obtain the services of a prostitute. She had no knowledge of what he did. She lost her car even though it was registered and insured in her name. While driving from Michigan to the West Coast, Nevada police confiscated $2,500 from Matt Lee because they suspected he was going to use it to buy drugs in California. I could go on all day, but I suppose you're wondering, where does all the money go? In 2011, $1.8 billion, that's billion with a B, was collected in civil asset forfeiture nationwide. More than half of it goes right back to the DA and police departments, mostly to district attorneys, where it pays the salaries of the people overseeing the seizure of property. That's right. The profits ensure the people doing it get paid. It's a fucking ATM, funded by seizing the property of U.S. citizens, without any due process. Organized crime couldn't have come up with a better shakedown scheme. U.S. Justice Department, for allowing this bullshit, you are sick and disgusting next level. Let's stay with the policing for profit theme, shall we? In Waldo, Florida, several police officers came forward to say that Chief Mike Zasbo required each officer to write one speeding ticket every hour. Despite ticket quotas being illegal under Florida law, how did they accomplish this massive feat of ticketing? Well, they created 6 speed limit changes along a small stretch of highway that runs through the town, ranging from 65 to 35 miles per hour. In 2013, Waldo's 7 officers wrote 11,603 speeding tickets. The nearby college town of Gainesville, with 300 officers, wrote 25,461 moving violations. Let's look at the scoreboard. Waldo, 1,658 tickets per officer. Gainesville, 85 tickets per officer. Way to go, Waldo. You and Police Chief Zasbo are next level bullshit. Do you have a bucket list? You know, the things you'd like to do before you die. I tend not to think of dying, so I don't have one. But one company wants you to think about dying and send in your best bucket list for travel-related prizes and stuff. Now, just hold the thought and think with me here. Which company in the entire world would be the most insanely inappropriate for such a marketing campaign? Malaysia fucking Airlines. Seriously, they did this. They asked Australians and New Zealanders to write down the shit they'd like to do before they die and send it to the airline that had 2 disasters claiming 537 lives in the past year. I can just picture the 20-something circle jerk at the ad agency that came up with this bonehead idea. You can't make this shit up. This is beyond next level bullshit. And finally, more in the you can't make this shit up category, Duck Dynasty star Phil Robertson, in his best, most thoughtful Christian commentary on an important subject, the intensely violent ISIS militants in the Middle East, he told Sean Hannity, you have to either convert them or kill them. Okay, folks. This is more proof that Christians, like Robertson, are fundamentally really no different than ISIS. Because that's exactly what ISIS is doing. If you don't convert to Islam, you die. I'd like to score this next level, but really, I'm not surprised. It's just regular bullshit. That's all for the last of our beta episodes. Thanks to everyone for watching and posting your comments. As you know, we've been taking your feedback and making some tweaks to how we do things. Because it's important to me that we get it right and we become an unbiased source of bullshit prevention you rely on every week. So keep watching and continue to let me know how I'm doing, even if you think I'm next level bullshit. Follow the show on Twitter, YouTube, AboveTopSecret.com, and maybe more in the future. Until next time, enjoy this video that defines next level bullshit and why some people like to ruin your fun.
Shirt say, so Zeus takes the entire game, and tonight we're giving flat screen TVs